What's up, everybody? Welcome to VGU.TV's PlayStation podcast, the DualShockShow, where greatness awaits. I am one of your hosts, Matt Mobley, and with me this week is Allan Muir.
Hail to the king, baby.
Tom is not with us again this week.
When is he ever?
Well, every so often.
Yeah.
It's been hard to get the gang all back together. You know, so one day we're going to have ourselves a reunion show.
Yeah.
You know? But no, I tried to send him a message on Facebook. I said, "Hey, how's tomorrow morning?" He never saw it. You know how you see like in the chat, it's be like sent and then there's seen. Hasn't even seen it. So he's not here with us this week.
Well, actually, we can actually do a reunion show because, like, nothing against Josh and Constantine. They were pretty much on like one episode each.
Yeah. Well, Josh was in an edited in part.
Yeah. But
in the second episode for Ni no Kuni.
Mainly the Nates.
Mainly the Nates. Yeah. So the Nates, I love the Nates.
Who doesn't?
Both of them are great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Tom's not here. It's just me and Allan. It's another fireside chat.
Like they used to have on Podcast Beyond years ago.
Years and years. So they got rid of Ryan. Damn.
Seriously, I remembered an episode like that when I was posting last week's. And I was like, actually no, not last week, because listeners, you're getting 2 recordings in 1 week.
That's right.
Very special. Not most likely not going to happen anytime soon.
But it was also because you didn't get a recording that first week.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
I realized, man, last time I remember IGN stuff was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And last time I was in the thick of it was back in 2007.
I actually haven't listened. I haven't kept up. It's hard for me to keep up on podcasts. I did actually listen to the episode that I was not on, and you guys did a great job. Although it was very, I didn't realize how late it was. Like, you guys talked about Infamous 2 very early in the podcast, like in the first 20 minutes, and then in the last 20 minutes, you finally said Matt calls you a motherfucker and that you're wrong about Infamous 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't actually, it's been hard to keep up on podcasts for me, and I actually haven't really been listening to Podcast Beyond a lot, as much as I used to. Like, I skip a lot of episodes, but I did take the time out to listen to episode 300, which I wanted to be at, but couldn't. So, but one of my friends got to talk there, and that was good, and that made me smile. Anyway, I guess we should probably get started with this show,
huh? Yeah, we should.
We always start the episodes off with a little segment called "What Have You Been Playing?" Allan, what you been up to? What you been playing?
As you know, last week I turned traitor.
Yeah.
What was it that I was playing?
I know that you've been playing DNF.
Oh yeah, yeah. So after I played some Marathon, which really does not hold up that well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's practically Halo before Halo, but nevertheless, I played. I beat Duke Nukem 3D.
The good one.
Yeah. Played Perfect Dark, the original, beat it. Very short.
Never played it.
It is so much like GoldenEye.
I think I had a poster for it, because my brother-in-law had an Xbox, and I think he got magazines, and there was a Mech Assault 2 poster, and on the other side was like double-sided. On one side it was Mech Assault 2, and then on the other side it was Perfect Dark. It was interesting.
Yeah, so played that, beat it, and then I really wanted to find a shooter to play because I've played so much of them.
Yeah.
And I realized I had to go down a path that I've been told many times not to.
A path that we've tried desperately to keep you off of.
That path led me to Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh. Yeah, as soon as he said it, we're in the chat, and he says, I did something bad. And I said, what? And he says, I got Duke Nukem Forever. I said, Alan, I don't know why you do these things to yourself.
I didn't even say Duke Nukem Forever. I just said DNF.
DNF, and I knew what you were saying. I was like, I don't know why you do this.
Honestly, it was longer than I thought it would be, and
so it just like elongated the madness.
Yeah, and there's just so much meta shit about it. Like having Master Chief's armor in the game, but having the Duke Nukem logo on it.
Oh, God.
Introducing a character that I don't think anyone remembers, then killing him off, then Duke saying, well, he won't be in the sequel.
Yeah. Neither will you, Duke. Come on. Not after this.
Hey, I think that, to be fair...
I think Duke Nukem Forever became like an even shittier Matt Hazard.
Well, no, it became more of a Daikatana.
Ugh. That's like one of the most memorable Penny Arcades that I've ever read. Is like when the guy like he goes, hey, Daikatana, and then the last panel is just them like laughing.
Yeah. Again, John Romero at his worst.
Yeah.
But they constantly reference the fact that it's been 12 years or something since Duke Nukem 3D.
Oh.
And like they specifically come out and acknowledge the fact that it took so long.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if it came out 10 years ago, would have been great.
Yeah, probably. I think there were like, what's the word I'm looking for? It was more, that kind of stuff was more tolerable back then, but now games have just gotten so much better, and like, you know, quality's been upped that kind of stuff is just not acceptable.
Yeah, well, yeah, because at the time Duke Nukem 3D was out, it was mainly first-person shooters that dominated the market. Nintendo had their stuff, and
yeah.
then as I think either John Carmack or John Romero said, the story of video games is essentially the story in porn. It's worthless.
Oh.
So,
which is wrong.
Yeah, because after that, the JRPG invasion opened up, and
I bet he fucking kicks himself now.
Who?
Who said that?
Oh, one of the Johns.
Yeah, it's just like I can't. Well, I guess I was wrong.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it was true back then. Like, you know, you didn't need a big story. Like, even one of the most story-based games of all, like Final Fantasy or Legend of Zelda, you know, back then, they didn't really have that much story.
I mean, it's actually pretty funny that a year later, everything changes with Half-Life.
Yeah.
And that they've pretty much, even in the opening of the, when the shit starts to go down, they say, Duke, you're a relic from another era. And that just epitomized the game.
Yep.
I mean, it has some like ridiculous boss battles, which again, I hate so much. I mean,
I've never even seen any of this. Like I've seen some scenes from Duke Nukem. Probably, I think it was from the Two Best Friends play, obviously.
Yeah, but
I don't know anything else about that fucking game. I'm not even gonna bother. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like the stuff that they have, like there are very specific things in that game that just make you wonder why even put it in, like the whole the dry erase board.
Yeah.
Everything with the poop throwing.
Oh my god. I remember in the Two Best Friends play video, the point where they find the mirror and they just jump and like Duke's arms are just at his sides the whole time. And you're just like, and they just crack up. Like, it's so ridiculous. But I think that's how it looked in 3D, right? Isn't that how he jumped in 3D?
Believe it or not, actually, if I'm not mistaken, the mirror stuff in 3D was better than it was in Forever, which is really bad.
Well, I mean, I can believe that.
And again, I played these games because, well, Duke Nukem
because no one else will.
No, because I assumed that Duke Nukem Forever wasn't on the PlayStation Store. Turns out I was wrong, but I figured I might as well not defile it to that level.
Yeah, don't buy it in a format that you can't return.
But yeah, when I saw the lists, like they have a list of developers, and it's at least 5 developers that worked on the game, and hell, just the downloadable content, or the fact that when you beat the game, your reward is a Duke Nukem soundboard.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of this Patton Oswalt sketch where he's talking about a movie called Deathbed.
Yes.
People. Where it's just like, these guys, there are like 5 of them. They came and they wrote this piece of shit. They came in every day and they're like, oh, this is the best thing ever. The best. Oh, God, I love this. Like, or what's even worse is that they knew it was horrible and fucking worked through it. They were like, oh, why do I write this? No, I will finish this. And now we've been subjected to this. Oh, that's what it reminds me of.
For those of you who don't know about Deathbed, it's about a demon that possesses a bed, and any people that have intercourse on it eats them.
People. It came out literally the bed that eats people.
Yeah, it came out in the 70s. It recently got picked up and released on DVD by some unfortunate bastard.
He says, I like how he ends that bit though. He's like, so I'm going to announce that I'm working on a screenplay called Rape Stove, the stove that rapes people.
Yeah. Now moving on past Duke Nukem Forever.
Please.
I played a little bit of Perfect Dark Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the, as you can tell by the word Zero, is the prequel to Perfect Dark.
Mm-hmm.
And is not a single thing like Perfect Dark. I mean, that's mainly because most of the devs who made the original went on and became, I forgot what their name was, Free Radical.
Mm.
And they did the Time Splitters games, which were fantastic. And now they're part of Crytek.
Yeah. My girlfriend wants to find Time Splitters 2 because she wants to play it again. I've never played it. I got Time Splitters. I got Time Splitters once. I wasn't a fan.
I played Time Splitters 2 at least.
2's supposed to be really, really good.
I can't, like, it must have been around the time it came out, because I was serious, like, I barely, and it was one of those, I played it at a friend's house,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a friend that, he was more of a pity friend.
Oh. I see.
And I really hated him.
Like, I don't like you, but, you know, you got Time Splitters, so here we are.
Yeah, pretty much. But now moving to PlayStation.
What are you playing on the PlayStations?
With all the deals that went down recently, like 4 or 5 days ago,
Mm.
with the trade deadline, you know, the Red Sox landing PV, the Orioles getting Bud Norris.
Ugh,
I decided,
Orioles.
Yeah, the Orioles. I decided to end the whole A-Rod thing, which I'm just loving because I hate his guts.
Yes.
I was playing MLB 13.
MLB. As always.
Actually, not. I played more of, I think, either 2009 or 2011 than 13. I've only played 13 like maybe 20 times.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's nothing compared to WWE 12, where it's played apparently 500 hours.
Yeah.
But I went and did another bad thing.
What did you do?
I bought Aliens Colonial Marines.
Again.
Again, for the third time.
Why did you buy it again?
Because I sold my Xbox copy. I don't have my Xbox controller for my PC. So I figured, what the hell? There's really nothing to play until Saints Row 4 comes out.
Oh, man.
Might as well play this, because it's essentially Duke Nukem Forever. It's essentially the same game. A whole laundry list of developers working on it. And some of those developers no longer exist. Timegate. I honestly just got it for the Stasis Uninterrupted DLC, which the previous episode I really wanted to play, and it eventually...
Was it everything you hoped for?
Oh no, I honestly took all the time downloading it, because it's a 6 point something gigabyte game, which is just chump compared to Last of Us.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, The Last of Us.
Yeah.
It just takes so long.
It's like the DCU online game now. I'm afraid to, I don't know whether to delete it or something, because I don't want to download it again.
I mean, I still gotta get a new hard drive. And that means I gotta delete The Last of Us and download it again.
Oh man, on your girlfriend's internet, that's...
It's the worst. Like, I've been trying to get her to play it, so, you know, like, it won't be a priority, but, you know, in the age of the internet, it's worrisome. You don't want it to get spoiled for her. You don't want her to, like, casually run across something and then, boom, there it is. Oh shit. I just got spoiled, you know? So, God. Just been trying to, like, get her to play it, but she's pregnant, so she's tired, so, you know, it's not easy.
But yeah, the main menu of Colonial Marines has been on for, like, at least an hour and a half now.
Which sucks, because it's like, I hate those kinds of downloads. It's like, hey man, you mind, like, I don't know,
believe it or
It's like,
not,
could you give me like a background downloading thing so that I don't have to like stare at Joel and Ellie's faces or this title screen for like hours on end, because I can't do anything else.
yeah.
And that's like not fair. Like who decided to do that?
Again, another reason why I picked up a bunch of games on the on Xbox on demand is because you can do other things while said games are downloading.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, it took less than an hour to download Aliens Colonial Marines, which I just find astonishing.
Well, jeez.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much been it.
Well,
basically my playthrough, what I've been playing is, you could just call it, just say Trader.
Trader. What have I been playing? Well, I have only really been going back and forth between two games. As we all know, Grand Theft Auto is merely a month away. As a result, I have been... hold on. There it is. Okay. As a result of Grand Theft Auto 5 being just a mere month away, my excitement has reached a height I previously unknown. And I've been finishing up 4. I started it a long time ago. It's surprising, actually, how long ago this was, because, like, I checked, I opened up my saves, and, like, you know, there's dates next to the saves, and I finished Grand Theft Auto 4, my recent play, in January, which means I started The Lost and Damned not long after it, but then got distracted and was playing a bunch of other stuff, and now here I am, a month away, and I've just finished Lost and Damned. I gotta start the Ballad of Gay Tony, so I gotta finish that before 5 comes out. I just started it. The other game that I've been playing, of course, is Peace Walker, and I've actually sort of beaten it.
Oh, really?
Sort of. You see, there are 5 chapters in Peace Walker, and after chapter 4, they'll play credits and whatnot, but there is still chapter 5, and you can get a new ending, and it's a real pain in the ass. So, like, as soon as credits rolled, I was like, I mean, I still gotta do chapter 5, but I kinda don't want to. Cause, like, everybody knows. You know, Alan. I don't want to play Peace Walker anymore. I've been playing it for so long, and I just want to go, I want to get to Metal Gear Solid 1. Of course, I want to try to beat Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, but I really want to play Metal Gear Solid again.
Yeah, this is episode 26. You've been trying to do this for at least the entirety of the show's existence.
Pretty much. And it's been a long time. It's been a few years since I played Metal Gear Solid, and and ever since I, like, got the itch to play it, like, in chronological order, I've been like, man, I really want to play the first one again. But, you know, it's halfway down the timeline, so you have to wait. It's been tough. Got it downloaded on my hard drive, the PS1 Classic, which I've never played. I played Twin Snakes. So I'm ready to play this PS1 Classic, and I'm excited, but I still gotta get through this last chapter of Peace Walker, and then try. I can get I gotta try to beat Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, but I feel like I have more leeway with those two, because let's be honest, those are really, really hard.
Yeah. Also, this is a quick thing about the PlayStation Store.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the impending or the looming thing of the next generation of consoles, but I gotta love the price drops that have been happening lately. I got Aliens on Xbox Live, on the Xbox On Demand thing, will probably be like $49.99 or
Yeah.
$59.99. Got it for $40 on PSN.
Yeah.
And the Mass Effect Trilogy bundle is the same price.
Damn.
Yeah.
I need to start Mass Effect 2 at some point, but I haven't yet. Because it's not as big a priority as Grand Theft Auto, and I also really want to see if I can get Peace Walker done by the end of the month, which is possible, but it's going to be really difficult because once I get to that last mission, like each mission in the last chapter of Peace Walker, you have to kind of make it happen. Like you've captured the main criminal, and he keeps escaping, but he only escapes after you do a few extra ops. And it's like, well, then don't do extra ops. There you go, the end. But I want that extra ending. So, and there's like six times that has to go, and then finally there's a mission called Metal Gear Zeke.
Oh.
And I was reading the requirements for this mission, and it's like your R&D team has to be like level 50, and it's like, but it's only level 36, and I've reached maximum occupancy. Like, you can only have 50 people in your R&D team. And it's like, I've already reached maximum occupancy, and it's only level 36. Sorry, I got a phone call, and I was trying to be like, hey, get out of here.
Yeah.
Anyway, there are a lot of requirements to open up Metal Gear Zeke. So it's not really that fair. I might end up getting to a point where I try really hard to get it, but I'll probably end up being like, fuck it, just look it up on YouTube. So, anyway, that's all I've been playing. I'm really hoping to finish both those up so I can maybe get a little Mass Effect 2 time in, and, after that, there'll be Grand Theft Auto 5. And, Metal Gear.
I'm so scared of GTA 5.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. Can't wait. Anyway, that's all we've been playing, listeners. It's time to talk about what you've been playing with the PS Plus news. Now, listeners, last week we kind of combined the show. As I said, we had two weeks in one because we missed the week before, and so as a result, we kind of put in the store's updates for this week. So there's not a whole lot to talk about in the store. I would say that this is a shorter show, but here we are. It's at least like 30 minutes in, and we just finished talking about what we've been playing. So,
well, the good news is we're not talking about comics this week.
We're not talking about comics. Plus, we were talking a little earlier, we might not have much of a topic of the week, if any. Because,
the fact that we've been having them week after week is a miracle.
Yeah, it's kind of slowing down, but Gamescom is coming up, so.
Yeah. Again, this is why I really hate the summer.
Yeah. But it's possible, might not have a topic of the week. We were talking about it, there's a lot of id news, but I don't know if we're gonna
again, it is
go much farther beyond, the actual stories in.
Yeah, it's starting to become a bit rare.
So, but Alan, you said that as far as the PS Plus, stuff, you said that there were a couple of updates.
Yeah, some pretty good ones.
So why don't you tell us about that?
There was a price change for Defiance, the game that we talked about at least 15 or 20 episodes ago.
Yeah. Defiance. I believe that was a game where I was like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah, it was the game with the tie-in show, and vice versa.
So.
That got a price drop from $49.99 to $9.99.
Wow.
Which I find that so funny.
I was like, geez. It was just like, take it!
And honestly,
nobody wanted it.
It is worth it. Because got picked up for a second season. So it's coming back, and because the development of the show and the game were sort of running by side, there really wasn't much of a chance of connectivity. But now that they're both on their own, they can do more. So hopefully once Season 2 starts, there'll be more cool things to do. This one is a PS2 classic, Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly.
I still need to play that at some point. I actually thought about doing it in October. I told my girlfriend, I was like, I want to do that in October, just like overload and play like all my scary games. Now, I've sold a lot of them, but it's all like older games. It's like Eternal Darkness and Fatal Frame Trilogy, and I think there's one more, but I can't remember. Oh, Siren Blood Curse, which I downloaded from PSN like 2 years ago and never finished.
Yeah, I downloaded the demo for that in 2008, and
I did like 3 episodes. There's like 15 episodes, and I did like 3 of them, and then I never finished it.
I did the first, whatever it was, and I stopped playing because it just scared the fuck out of me.
It's fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's like a point where like you're hiding in a closet, and you can look from the I guess it's a zombie, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It's a zombie's point of view, and you can see it like getting closer to the closet, and then and you can hear your character like breathing heavily, and then the zombie just turns around, and you're like, oh my god. It doesn't get any easier after that. I think like the 3rd episode, you're like a child, and so you have like you have to like get out of this oh god, what is it? It's like some kind of shopping district or something, maybe. But you're like a child, so you have like no ways to defend yourself. You just have to get out.
Oh, speaking of child, going back to Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh god.
There is a this is well known in Duke Nukem 3D, but you can get shrunk, whatever the word is.
Shrunk is the right word.
So there are numerous times where you have to you're playing as Little Duke.
Oh no.
And you're going up against regular sized enemies. And your weapons are only good against tiny enemies or rats.
Oh god.
So I literally had a point where I was facing 3 guys, and I had to cowardly hide behind a box, shoot one guy a whole mag into the guy's balls, another into his gun, which somehow killed him, and as usual, shotgun to the face for the last guy. But I mean, and there's like there's this part where you go into a Duke Burger.
Duke Burger.
Yeah, since Duke Nukem practically, it's like Saints Row 3, where the Saints have pretty much, they've marketed their entire thing. Duke
Except
is a
Saints Row 3 is better.
Yeah, Saints Row 3 is better. There's like platforming stuff. like first-person platforming where you have to figure out how to get, like, the water is electrified.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually not that bad. Like, the game overall is terrible, but there are, like, little glimmering specks that are good, but they're just outshined by the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that.
Now, where were we?
We were talking about Fatal Frame. We were talking about
we were talking about Siren.
Yeah, I mean, except for the first Fatal Frame, all those games that I listed, I've never actually finished. So, I'd like to take the time in October and do that, because it's Halloween, it's a Halloween month, and you want to play some scary games. Plus, my girlfriend attests assures me up and down she can't get scared. So I'm gonna like sit her down and be like, okay, then you can watch this. Cause those are fucking scary. Like I remember seeing a video on YouTube for like Fatal Frame. That's what made me want to play it in the first place. There's a video of Fatal Frame and two guys are playing it. Or no, a guy is playing. I don't remember. But someone's playing it, and you can hear their voices, right? So they're playing, and like as the character walks across the room, like he's just like, oh man, this is scary. This is fucking scary. And he walks by this dresser with a teddy bear on it, and the bear falls, and like there's no like or like musical note or anything to shock him. The bear just falls and he's like, oh my god, oh my god. Cause that's how tense those games make you.
Yeah, it's like, what happened when Doom 3 originally came out back in 2004.
Oh yeah.
It was just scaring people, scaring kids everywhere. But, moving on.
Yeah.
The next one is a, sort of like an indie bundle. Sort of.
And it's worth it.
Yeah, it honestly really is. It's the Unfinished Swan plus Journey
it's
bundle.
Worth it. Get it.
You can get that for $14.99.
Those are two very good games.
And
Journey's great.
Journey's fantastic. The Unfinished
Journey's
Swan.
beautiful.
I have not played either
played
game.
Unfinished Swan, and it's good. It's not as good as Journey, but it's good.
Well, Journey was done by that game company, right?
Yeah. That, Genova Chen.
Yeah. And, there were some, PSN stuff, but, it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, those are the things that, if you're gonna get anything, get those.
Yeah.
Unfinished Swan and Journey bundle is really good, so, both those games are great. Definitely pick them up. Fatal Frame 2, if you're into being scared, get it.
Defiance is worth it because it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah. In Europe, were all these things new, Alan, or is it just the notable editions?
As you can see, there's only one notable edition. Everything else is... I don't know if, again, I don't really know how it works in Europe, if they get it all at once.
Mm-hmm. Or if they get it across the week, or what.
Yeah, but they got... do you want me to say what they got?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I don't mind.
So, they got Need for Speed Most Wanted. Not to be confused with the one that came out. This is Need for Speed Most Wanted, NU.
Not the Run. Or was that Need for Speed? Was the Run Need for Speed?
I think so.
I think it was. I played a demo for the Run. Wasn't that good? I mean, like, it wasn't like, oh, this is terrible, but it was like, if I got this, I'd only, like, play it once.
Well, that was during the time when, the, development the original developer, or the developer at the time, couldn't really get the formula down, so they just gave it to Criterion.
Mm-hmm.
which is why you haven't seen Burnout a lot recently.
Yeah, Burnout was good. Burnout and Split Second, I think, are my favorite racing games.
What about Pure?
I never played Pure.
Oh, it's really good.
I did play a demo for Blur once. That I think it was the recent Blur, which I say recent, but it was like 3 years ago or something. Maybe not 3 years ago, but like at least 2 years ago, because it was the same year that Red Dead came out.
Yeah,
so maybe it was 3 years ago. Wasn't that 2010?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was 3 years ago. But yeah, I played that demo, and that was interesting. But I liked Split Second more because that demo was also out.
Next up, they got Mafia 2.
We already discussed this, but I'll summarize it. Mafia 2 is a great game. But I don't want to play it anymore because I played it 3 times. I played it, I loved it the first time because I played it on normal, and I got it on Xbox, so I didn't have a PS3. And then I played it on hard to get the achievement, and that was a pain in the ass. And then I had like three achievements left, and then when I got it on PS3, I was like, I could platinum this, and I did. And I had to play it on hard again, so it was a pain in the ass. By the end of the game, I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to play it anymore. But I will say this much. Mafia 2 has one of the best kind of collectibles in any game, and that's 50s porno mags.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because there's 2 different types of collectibles in that game. There are 50s porno mags, and there are 50 of them. And then there are wanted posters of the game's dev team, and there are 150 of them. And I was like, you couldn't switch those around? Maybe? But, yeah. It's a good game. I just don't want to play it anymore. I mean, it's good enough to play 3 times in platinum, so, if you Europeans out there, definitely download it. Go for it. Because it's good. You never played it.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere as well, because the original Mafia was one of those under the radar games that got lost in the shuffle.
City of Lost Heaven. So it's supposed to be really good, but when I tried to watch some gameplay, because I knew I was never going to actually play it, I wanted to see if I could I wanted to see if I could watch it on YouTube so I could get the full story. It was hard to navigate. I don't know.
Yeah,
it didn't have the very straightforward linear story that apparently that Mafia 2 had.
Yeah, I played it right up until the point where I got into a race. Which I'm just gonna say, open world games and racing should not go together.
I don't know. Grand Theft Auto does a good job of it.
I have never won a single race in Grand Theft Auto.
I have a few. I've gotten the trophy where you beat all of Brucey's street races and all that. It's just a matter of following the track. When it's a race in Burnout or in what's the other one? Midnight Club was another one. Where you can kind of choose your own path.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about San Andreas.
San Andreas, oh man, San Andreas is hard.
Yeah.
Those races are hard.
Yeah, the one in the woods.
Oh my god, I hate those. San Andreas is now I was listening to that episode where you guys were talking about your favorite,
GTA games.
And Nate and Tom both said San Andreas. Now I say Vice City.
Yeah.
San Andreas is good, but it pissed me off so much that it is not my favorite. Because it was so hard and there were parts that I was just so pissed off at. The mission where Zero makes you fly the little plane.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, first of all, why the fuck am I doing this?
Yeah. Shouldn't there be someone more able-bodied to do this?
This is your shit. You made this. You are more qualified to do this. Why do I? Nobody can even see us. We're in a van somewhere, like, or like on the roof of some place. I don't even remember where they were, but it's like, nobody can see us. You can do this yourself. Why do I have to? It was so, like, I seriously, like, almost broke my controller throwing it at a wall after that mission, because it was so frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much got, I mean, the reason I don't really like, or I like San Andreas, but I have more affection towards Vice City is, one, Scarface. Two, the 80s.
I mean, yeah, that's great.
And, three, San Andreas looked, a little cartoony.
It was a little cartoony. I liked it.
Yeah, but it was also...
It was also goofy.
It was
much goofier.
It was...
Yeah, with the jetpacks and the truth and, all those guys.
It was also very ambitious.
Yes.
Like, what they're doing right now with GTA 5 is essentially what they were trying to do with San Andreas.
Yeah, with all the customizable stuff.
I mean, getting food, or maintaining
a diet,
going to the gym, trying not to die of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Which I love that when that happens. It's just out of nowhere.
3 is great too, but it's very bare bones.
Well, that was when they pretty much...
Yeah, they were just starting out, really.
Yeah, because 1 and 2 were completely different.
Yeah. But 3 is still a great game.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's why I have,
Chatterbox.
I have 3 and, Vice City on my, hard drive.
I really wanted to get, some HD collections, get some trophies. Rockstar.
Oh, you're starting this back up again?
They're not listening. But Rockstar, 2 things you should do: some Grand Theft Auto HD collections, and give me a soundtrack box set for Vice City Stories.
Yeah, I mean, if they could fucking port the PSP versions of GTA onto the PS2 and eventually 3, why can't they do this? Why can't they do an HD version of Vice City?
Care. Well, I mean, I guess because open world games may be harder to do HD, but because there's so much to render.
Also, I think,
but I don't even care if it's HD. Slap some trophies in that bitch.
Also, I think it's copyrights too with the music.
Yeah.
And various voice actors, some no longer with us.
Well, you would think that I don't know. I don't know how copyright works, or legal rights. I figure, if you've already put your voice or your music in this game, I figured that, whatever they do with it, like, there you go, there it is. Like, you signed it away. Like, if it's still, like, okay, I'm Burt Reynolds. I'm not, but, I wish I was. But say I'm Burt Reynolds, and I gave you my voice and you're Rockstar, and I gave you my voice for Vice City, for the PS2, I feel like I shouldn't have to complain if they're like, well, you tell me, like, well, we're porting Vice City over to PS3, and we're slapping some trophies in there. Like, I feel like I, as Burt Reynolds, could not be like, well, you can't do that because I didn't agree to that. It's like, it's your game. You did it. Like,
yeah, but
it's not like it's not like it's really different. Like,
Burt Reynolds is a fucking traitor.
Burt Reynolds is in both Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row.
Yeah, he's what was he? The mayor?
He was the mayor of
Steelport. Yeah. God, that game is
which was awesome, and I really wish they would have kept the original idea for Saints Row 4, in which Stephen Colbert was the president.
Oh God, yeah.
That would have been really awesome, but because it just feels so out of place to be like, yes, the leader of this crazy and ridiculous, dangerous street gang is now the president.
Oh yeah, I forgot. At the end of Duke Nukem Forever, he's at a press conference after you defeated the Cycloid Emperor, he asks, a reporter asks what's going to happen next. Duke says, I'm running for president.
Yeah.
Which actually would be a great tie-in to Idiocracy.
Yeah.
In that essentially a jacked up Void guy.
That was a good movie.
I know. It's more of a movie / hypothetical documentary.
Yeah. But as far as Mike Judge is concerned, Office Space is still the best. Like, I watched Extract like a year ago and was like, this wasn't as good as I hoped it would be.
Yeah. Ben Affleck didn't look good in that. What was that? Didn't he have like a big old beard in that?
Beard and long hair and whatnot.
Yeah, he looked like a hippie.
He looks very out of place in that movie, actually. It was like, why are you here?
Yeah, shouldn't you be in like Red State or something with Kevin Smith?
Yeah, we're getting off topic. Like, somehow we managed to get from like Mafia 2 to all the way to Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Okay. For those Europeans who are still listening,
like, I still don't know what we got.
You also get a game that we got, which is a fantastic game, Spec Ops: The Line. I cannot wait for the sequel.
Could there even be a sequel to that game? Seriously, the way either ending. Seriously, like.
Well, Yager, the developer, actually did say that they were considering a sequel, considering how the game did critically and commercially.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it kind of got lost in the shuffle, as branded as another war shooter.
Yeah,
but
and that's a real shame
because it's so much more.
It's so much more than that.
It's so much dark things. Hey.
Yes. Yeah. Spec Ops is, it's fantastic. It's a darn shame that it got filed away as another shooter, because like Alan said, it's so much more than that, and it's very it's kind of like a psychological thriller in a way.
Yeah, because at certain points you don't even know if what you think is real is true, and what could be isn't.
Yeah.
Basically, the thing that I'm breaking the rule, but that game really could have used Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate.
So, that is the only comic book reference I will make for the rest of the show, I promise.
Cracked actually did an article about, there's no bones about it, and we're not going to spoil it for you guys. There's a twist in this game.
Yeah.
But, Cracked did an article, a little while back about,
was it a top list?
It was a top list, yeah, about,
because I've never seen them do anything else.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's all they fucking do.
But theirs is so great.
Yeah, I mean, they're really great. They did it. I'm trying to see if there's, no, I guess it's already gone by now. Somewhere in the archives. But, they did an article about, like, twists video game twists that were revealed long before the fact. And that you didn't even fucking notice.
Yeah.
And Spec Ops is one of them. Oh, 6 brilliant clues hidden in the background of video games. That's what it's called. So, and it's got other stuff like Batman Arkham City and other games in there.
So, Europe...
Call of Duty Black Ops 2, or the first Black Ops.
Yeah.
All kinds.
Europe also gets NBA 2K13, which I don't get because I have never seen Europeans care one iota about basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an American and I don't even like basketball.
I don't hate basketball, but it's like, I'm not into watching sports on TV. I'm very much into, like, being there. You know, like, I like to be a part of it. And, excuse me. So, like, I don't watch basketball on TV, but I do like to be at a game. I like to, you know, I'm from the Bay Area, so I'm into the Warriors. The Warriors are my team. I like to go to Warriors games when I have the chance. My girlfriend also likes the Warriors, cause her dad, she and her dad used to watch it all the time. So, we're thinking about, you know, going to a few games next season. That'll be fun. Anyway, what else did they get?
They also
Vita games.
Yeah, they got some Vita games, which, again, we got a Vita game too, but
Dokuro.
Yeah, but they got two.
Which is apparently good. So.
Oh yeah, it is. But they got one that is instantly recognizable, and one that I have no idea what it is. First, Lego Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Which apparently no one cared about because that is, again, got lost in the shuffle.
Well, I mean, I have a friend that's, like, into Lord of the Rings, so she was like, oh man, fuck yeah, Lego Lord of the Rings. But, I mean, I'm never into the Lego games. They're kind of boring, so I'm just like, whatever. Because
honestly, I really don't think Traveler's Tales have made a game that is not Lego.
Yeah.
The next game is When Vikings Attack. Based on the title, I'm assuming it's a tower defense game.
I mean, maybe?
Yeah, we're just speculating because we don't have it here.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I have no idea. It seems like the title makes it sound pretty straightforward. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah. For notable additions, Europeans can now pre-order Rayman Legends for PS3 for $36.99 and $44.99. I'm not sure if it's cross-buy. I doubt it though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what listeners. That's what you'll be getting this week.
That is what you'll be getting. We're like, we take so long. See, look, these fireside chats, they don't like expedite the process anyway.
Hey, at least we didn't talk about comics for an hour like we did on Monday.
Which is funny, because we didn't even get to the point where we were actually going to talk about comics.
Yeah, it's snowballed.
We didn't even get to the Injustice part of the story. Anyway, speaking of stories, listeners, it's time for This Week in PlayStation. It's time to tell you what's going on in the world of PlayStation. I think, Alan, why don't you go ahead and start us off? Huh?
Yeah. Remember those rumors a while back about Arcane taking over development duties from Human Head on Prey 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out it was just a rumor.
Aww.
Yeah, Bethesda's Pete Hines confirmed that the designer and developer is working on a completely different project, which is yet to be announced. He did, however, give a reason for Prey 2's the constant delays that have been hurting the game. It's mainly Bethesda's level of quality. And simply enough, Prey 2 hasn't reached it.
Yeah.
It's the same reason, it's sort of the same reason they pushed back Wolfenstein The New Order to next year.
Yeah.
They wanted to give them a little more time to polish it up and fix things.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give them credit. Like, they want to bring you the best possible product. It's kind of like how Rockstar does it. It's kind of like, it's the reason that, like, Last of Us and BioShock were both, delayed. BioShock, Last of Us, and Grand Theft Auto. 3 games that I mean, we haven't even seen Grand Theft Auto, but a lot of people are saying that that's like the only game left this year that can possibly compete with those two for Game of the Year. All 3 games that have been pushed back, and, you know, and it's all because, just like in this situation, they want to bring us the best possible product. They want us to see it and be like, oh man, you put so much work into it, and it looks so good. You know what? I'm glad that you pushed it back, because I worry, because, you know, you don't want, if it had come out earlier, it might not have been as good.
Yeah, it seems like after Oblivion, every single game they released has been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, Dishonored,
yeah,
Rage.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you know me. Bethesda's not really for me. Their games, they just, I can't get into them. But, I understand why other people love it. I understand why people love Skyrim. I mean, or at least Xbox owners love Skyrim.
Oh, yeah.
So, but, cause nobody played it on PS3, cause, you know, cause Bethesda doesn't know how to make a PS3 game. But, you know,
yeah,
I understand why people like Skyrim, and I understand why people like Fallout and Rage and all that, and you know, that's fine. It's not for me, but, you know, I see why people like it.
Basically, Bethesda is one of the few companies that, like, I mean, 20 years ago, they were everywhere, but now Bethesda is one of the few companies that can actually build a living, breathing world.
Yeah.
Much like Rockstar can do with GTA.
Yeah. And I'm so excited to see that. By the way, FYI, during that show, Tom mentioned a lot of when are we going to see some? I haven't seen any casinos. You're not going to see any casinos. It's all Los Santos.
Yeah.
There's no Los Venturas. It's not San Andreas. It's just all Los Santos.
Want to take any shots at Tom again this week?
So, I'm just saying. I'm very excited though, because those games, like, I don't get opportunities to travel often, and they're very close to like New York City doppelgangers. Is what Liberty City is, and it's the closest I get to like actually getting to walk around New York.
Yeah, it was actually.
And I've never been to LA either, so, you know, it'll be a lot of fun.
It was great for me too, because when I played GTA 4, I actually went to where my dad worked at the time, and lo and behold, it was in the world. It was in the game.
Nice. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
see, we keep getting distracted.
Going back to Wolfenstein. I'm so excited.
Yeah. It appears that id will not be doing any new IPs in the near future, as they are currently focused on Doom 4 and may farm current IPs like Wolfenstein: The New Order to machine games. Tim Willits of id. Willits? Oh, I put an I there that I didn't even see. Tim Willits. My mistake. Sorry, Willits. You're not listening, but that's alright. Tim Willits of id said this process is one that could keep the Rage franchise alive, as Willits said, quote, "It's not dead," unquote. I personally think, Allan says he personally thinks Gearbox should do either Quake or Rage, since they've already ruined the Duke Nukem and Aliens franchise.
It's a shame Bethesda, or it's a shame that Activision owns Raven, because if Bethesda bought Raven, they would be perfect for another Quake game. They really knocked it out of the park with Quake 4.
Yeah. I mean, like I said last week, I think it was, I've never actually played Quake. I've played the multiplayer with my brother, but I've never actually played. Like, I don't know what Quake is or what it's about. I've only played the multiplayer component from Quake 2, of all things. So, what's next? Oh, Doom 4.
Yeah, speaking of Doom 4, despite being announced years ago, nothing has been officially said by either Bethesda or id. Its production, on the other hand, is like a horror story.
Yeah.
So at QuakeCon 13, Tim Willits and Pete Hines talked about the problems with the original Doom 4 project and why it was scrapped entirely. According to Willits, the game had been a bit of an identity crisis and was very schizophrenic.
Oh no.
Yeah, when asked, this just says it all. When asked what the older Doom 4 project looked like, Pete Hines bluntly said, "Not Doom 4." Willits then went on to say that Doom 4 is the sole project currently in the works at it, as they want to focus on making a great game.
Yeah. I mean, that just kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier. They want to bring us the best possible, product, and that's fair. That's a good way to play it, though. What does it look like? Not Doom 4. Yeah. This next story actually kind of brought me down. I saw this the other day and was sad because there was so much more potential. Sony revealed that its DLC support for PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is over. No more DLC is going to be made. No more new levels. No more new characters. And that's disappointing. You'd expect that there'd be more. But nope. That's too bad. Yeah, I mean, Isaac Clarke and Zeus were the last characters to be released.
And the
Heavenly Sword level was the last level.
I thought the medieval...
Did they add more levels? Oh yeah, they did bring a medieval level, didn't they?
Yeah, apparently there was one that was supposed to come out, but it got scrapped for no apparent reason.
Yeah. That's too bad.
This next one is... It's fine.
I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, it took a few tries, but Volition finally did it.
Yeah.
Saints Row 4 has finally passed certification in Australia. Previous problems were, as the Australian board said, the benefits of drug use.
The benefits.
Yeah, because said drugs give you superpowers.
Yeah.
Which seems like something out of the 80s.
Australia's got to relax.
Yeah. And the alien probe, which didn't really help.
Grand Theft Auto 5 got certified in Australia this week too, I believe.
Say what?
I believe Grand Theft Auto 5 got certified in Australia as well this week.
Oh, it did?
I think so, yeah. I think I read that.
Well, if you noticed, ever since with GTA 4, they've started to get a little calm.
Yeah.
Which is not really a good thing.
What? Rockstar's getting calm with Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
I don't think they're getting calm. They're just they changed up their formula with the PS2 Grand Theft Autos were wacky and crazy and goofy, but Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, it seems to be as well, they're not outright comedies as they are kind of satires. And I still love them for that. They're not. Saints Row is what Grand Theft Auto used to be, I think.
Well, originally Saints Row Saints Row turned into what GTA used to be. Originally, Saints Row was
what GTA is now, I think. In a way.
Essentially. It was more of a,
They kind of switched directions.
Yeah.
But, I think that Grand Theft Auto does it better than Saints Row 1 did, so.
Well, Rockstar has a whole lot they have a lot of developers.
Yeah.
Or they have a lot of, studios. Is it Rockstar North or Rockstar San Diego that's doing GTA 5?
I believe it's Rockstar North.
Yeah, they haven't, have they...
Because Rockstar North usually handles, Grand Theft Auto, I think.
I mean, when was the last time they released a bad game?
I mean, there were games that, were good, but not for me, but, Man.
I mean something like Aliens Colonial Marines or Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I didn't like Midnight Club.
Well, it's a racing game. What do you expect?
Plus, the controls were shitty. Maybe that tennis game.
Oh, well, yeah, that was so weird.
Yeah, very out of character for Rockstar.
I really want to get it, though. It's just table tennis. It shouldn't be, it's not really that big, but I want it.
Yeah. So, Take-Two. Company responsible for releasing games like BioShock and Borderlands and Grand Theft Auto. They listed games they consider permanent franchises. Among them, Red Dead Redemption. Now, this is currently nothing. But it's also heavily implying a sequel to Red Dead Redemption. Which I don't know. I don't know if I want that. It seems like such a good standalone thing, I mean, it was a spiritual successor to Red Dead Revolver, and that's fine.
Well,
if you want to do another one of those.
Red Dead Redemption is a lot like The Last of Us.
In
that
it's got a big world.
It's got a big world, and I think sequels could be done focusing on different characters in that world.
Yeah. But speaking of Rockstar games, some trademarks were filed for its open world game Bully. Again, not much of anything, but the trademark covers video game programs and software, so maybe you'll see some Bully in the future. Bully is a good game. I never actually finished it though. I was thinking about it when I was listening, because you guys talked about that too. And I never actually finished it. I got to a point, there was a mission where you meet the nerds, and they start pelting you with slingshots and stuff.
Yeah.
And I could never beat that mission. It's I don't want to play this anymore. But I will tell you this much. It had a great score, but the best music in that game is when you're riding your bike.
Yeah.
So, it's so catchy. I need to look it up. I can't find it on YouTube anywhere.
Just look a little harder. I guarantee you'll find it.
I'll find it somewhere. Anyway.
But if I'm not mistaken, I know they ported Bully to 360.
Yeah.
Did that ever come to PS3?
I don't think it did.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up.
Because that explains why I see Bully listed as a PS2 classic.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it did. It was the Scholarship Edition, and I don't think it ever came to PS3.
Just a funny thing. Stuntman Ignition is a PS2 classic, even though it came out on the PS3 as well.
Yeah.
I just find that funny.
I'm gonna look it up. Why don't you go ahead and carry on with the news? I'm gonna look up and see if this... Oh yeah, Scholarship Edition did come to PlayStation 3.
Man, that really doesn't make sense though.
was on the PlayStation 2 as well. PS2, Wii, Xbox 360, and PS3.
Really? Came out on the Wii?
Yeah. I guess. Anyway.
Ubisoft nowadays are associated with badass game reveals, as they did with The Division and Watch Dogs. And it looks like they're announcing yet another new IP. The reveal will it come at Gamescom later this month.
Oh my god.
It's speculated to be Child of Light, which is the game by Patrick Plardy, the creative director of Far Cry 3.
Oh man. I want it. I must have it now.
But you don't even know what it is.
But I'm sure it's gotta be great.
I honestly think that they're just going to end their conference with Child of Light.
Child of Light.
Yeah,
I want it.
I'm pretty sure just them.
I gotta see what it is.
I'm pretty sure them announcing new IPs is their mic drop.
This has been their thing, like Watch Dogs, The Division, like, oh man, I gotta see what's next.
Yeah, but where's that Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Yeah. I never finished Beyond Good and Evil. I always wanted to, but I never, I finally got it on my Xbox, when that HD version came out. Played a little bit, then just never finished it.
It's only $10 on the PSN.
I don't know, I think people just talked it up and like, I just kind of lost interest, like, when I was playing it. I was like, was that right? I guess. But, anyway. Oh, excuse me. After being critically acclaimed by almost everyone who played it, the Tomb Raider reboot is getting a sequel, which was officially announced by Square Enix. Ooh.
Yeah, this, to clarify, not only is
Square Enix still thought that was, like, a failure, though, didn't they?
Yeah, what was it? Sleeping Dogs, Tomb Raider.
Sleeping Dogs, Hitman, Absolution, and Tomb Raider.
Yeah, those were the 3 games that they wanted to break. Like, what was it, $1 billion? Some absurd number.
It was something absurd. Didn't they break like 3.5 million or something like that?
Yeah, and apparently
that's a failure.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind that, at least they're not Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Because they are crazy. I mean, seriously, Zombie U wasn't even close to being profitable.
Yeah.
But now, on to some wrestling news.
Oh man. Here we go.
Alright, speaking of, have you seen two best friends play launch a new, I don't know if it's a series or just a mini-series. It's called WrestleMania.
I haven't seen this at all.
It's basically them playing, Pat, Matt, and Wooly playing different wrestling games. They released 3 episodes in the past couple of days. So they first they played Raw 2. And
oh, man.
Yeah, and Benoit was in it. Benoit, who I don't know if you know who Chris Benoit is.
I'm not in the wrestling scene, so.
Let's just say he was one of the best technical wrestlers of all time. He was one of the best wrestlers of all time until he killed his wife and son and then killed himself.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The only wrestlers I can name off the top of my head are The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Undertaker.
Again, because those are all wrestlers throughout the 90s.
Yeah. And you know,
it's actually funny that you mentioned The Undertaker, because WWE 2K14.
Oh, and Randy Savage, obviously.
Yeah. Like last year, they had a Stone Cold Steve Austin edition.
Mm-hmm.
2K14 will have a Phenom edition associated with The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
People who buy it will receive loads of good. They're gonna get a signature of The Undertaker, done by The Undertaker himself. And then they're going to get a code.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the code is to download the American Badass persona. Mark Calloway donned in between his first and second run as The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Which they did something like this with SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Where they released, I mean, it was mainly just a alternate attire, but this is going to be an actual character onto itself.
Oh.
Which is great because the American Badass version is like the biker version of The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Where it honestly just doesn't make sense at all. But regardless, I'm buying the game. I told James that I called dibs on that review. So, October 29th, first 1 year anniversary of Sandy, I am ready.
This is how
hopefully, I'm still living.
This is how you're coping.
Hopefully, my house isn't destroyed again.
I mean, that would really be terrible.
Well, I'm not gonna lose anything because I'm on the second floor.
Yeah.
I made a smart decision.
You're like, I'm moving up here, just in case. So this news was exciting. I mean, just last week we talked about. Well, I mean, just Tuesday we talked about BioShock Infinite DLC, story DLC. And I was excited.
I don't really think we talked about I don't think we talked about this though.
We didn't talk about this because I don't think this happened yet.
Yeah, I think it happened like a day or two after.
But I'm very excited that it did because, I mean, like we've already discussed, Last of Us and BioShock Infinite, both heavy contenders for Game of the Year, both have some story DLC on the way, apparently. Because in a Reddit AMA, Naughty Dog said that news regarding DLC for The Last of Us will be coming later this month, which will make fanboys squee from continent to continent. I'm already squeeing, Alan. I'm already excited because Last of Us has already said there's mostly going to be multiplayer content, but there's also going to be one story DLC, and I want to know what it is. I want to know what they're doing. So,
this is a small tidbit that really just doesn't make any sense. It's also news, but Batman Arkham Origins is going to have multiplayer mode.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it's 3 on 3 on 2. And the beta is happening sometime this week.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited for this.
This
is gonna be a good month, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, I got a email from basically an invite to the beta.
Yeah.
And to that I say, hell no. I mean, the last beta I got into was Gotham City Imposters.
Oh.
And yeah, that was one of the biggest letdowns.
That was a train wreck.
Yeah, god damn it. I can't really. I mean, you can't blame Monolith. You can only blame Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
But still, that's just oh man. I really want to find the person who came up with that concept and kick his teeth out.
Jesus. So angry.
I
wasn't happy with it either.
They went from making horror survival games like Fear, Condemned, to Gotham City Imposters.
Yeah. It's
like Fear 2 came out in 2009.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. After Fear 2, they pretty much... Fear 3 was given to Day 1.
Yeah.
The Condemned 3 project never happened because of Condemned...
Condemned 2 was weird.
Well, no, because Condemned 2 had multiplayer.
Yeah.
They even said that one of the reasons that the story or the campaign wasn't really that great is because they had to also spend time working on a multiplayer, which I think Sega wanted them to do.
They really shouldn't do that anymore. Like, if your game has already not been like nobody really knew what Condemned was, honestly. And they're like, push in this multiplayer. That'll get them in there. No, it won't. It's not gonna work. Stop it. But, Alan, it's gonna be a great month. That's all I can say. Like, it's gonna be great. I got to find out what, if my baby's a boy or a girl later this month. We got Breaking Bad this month. We got this Last of Us stuff this month, and you just said, I believe, unless I heard incorrectly, that this Batman beta's coming out.
Yeah, I honestly really wanted to see what James' reaction to that is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I want to be in the beta, but I do want to hear some reactions. So, at the very least, I'd try it if I got the chance.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that this doesn't just turn out to be like the Raccoon City or Operation Raccoon City of the Arkham series.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That was so bad. I didn't like any of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got one more story?
Yeah, one last story. This one, I originally wrote this for Tom, but since he's not here, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
So that bastard can learn to show up on podcasts on time.
Take it away from him.
I mean, seriously, I was waiting for you guys 3 hours ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't set an alarm. I should have. It was a long night last night.
Oh no, it's for you it's fine because I know you have a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
Tom is just over there in the corner being negative Nancy.
Yeah.
The driving in Sleeping Dogs wasn't that good.
Well, Infamous 2 sucks. I'm like, you're wrong! Infamous 2 was better!
After a surprise announcement at E3, EA has given DICE's Star Wars Battlefront a release window of 2015. You'd think, why 2015 and not 2014? Or early 2015?
But they have a reason.
Yeah, they do. It's going to coincide with the release of the first of the new trilogy of Star Wars films, Episode 7. And this pretty much happened with Battlefront 2. It came out when Revenge of the Sith was released on DVD.
Yeah. That's
seriously
exciting.
Gamercast. Josh's explanation of Star Wars Episode 3, so great.
Yeah, I have to go back and listen. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to those yet either, but I did. At least I got to listen to the episode I wasn't on for DualShock. But I'll have to go back and listen to those two because I haven't even heard his description of Episode 2 yet.
Neither do I. I don't even know where he put the damn episode.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. I don't know, because I think it was just him and James.
Yeah, and apparently it lasted pretty long.
Yeah. Anyway. Listeners, that's all the news. Like I said earlier, we might not have any, topic of the week. I mean, I do have an idea for our question of the week. And we already talked about it, so it can't really be our topic. But, I was thinking we'd ask we've got so much going on this week. And I know I can't actually, honestly, include my baby in there, or Breaking Bad, because it's not PlayStation. But, we got this last...
Wait. How are you gonna watch Breaking Bad?
You can't... this is the last season. Or the last 8 episodes. You can't...
No. I mean the, marathon you're doing.
Oh, we're doing Netflix, and we're,
On?
What?
You're doing Netflix on?
The PlayStation 3.
See? It all relates.
It all ties back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this Breaking Bad is coming back. I can't watch it on the PS3 because AMC doesn't. It's not like I can watch AMC on my PlayStation.
I can't watch any videos on mine.
But
that is why I cannot wait until the PS4 comes out, because I don't want to watch videos on my PlayStation again.
Yeah. I do want to ask this question. With this Last of Us DLC that's coming out, what do you think it is? If you ever listened to our Last of Us spoiler cast, if you played the game, you really should. Listen to us talk about it and describe it beat by beat and season by season.
Oh man, I knew there was something I forgot to do a couple days ago. I was gonna finish The Last of Us a couple days ago. No, I can't believe I forgot.
You should do it.
Well, I've got Aliens Clone Marines now, literally
taking up all your screen.
Yeah.
Still going.
I have to look at those two stupid spaceships over LV-426.
Yeah. So, excuse me. Our question. In the Last of Us spoiler cast, we talked about, we joked around, maybe it would be Bill's tower defense, or what was the other one?
Wait, and who was it?
It was like a cooking mama simulator for David.
Yeah, and who was the one who suggested the tower defense?
That was I believe either Nate or you.
No, that was Nate Gamer.
That was Nate Gamer.
Again, proving that he's the funny man of our staff.
So, if you've played The Last of Us, definitely listen to that spoiler cast. But let's open up a serious topic real quick. Let's open up a serious question.
Before we do.
Well, go ahead.
Is it me, or did Payday 2 come out yet?
I don't think Payday 2's out yet.
Because I saw it on the store for $39.99, which is baffling.
I think that's a pre-order. I don't think it's out yet.
I really hope it's not really that price. I hope it's at least $20.
Well, it's going to be bigger this time around.
Yeah.
So, it's not the full 60, but so there's that. But still. Anyway, guys.
Yeah. Serious topic.
We made jokes about the tower defense game, and to an extent maybe that would be cool, but we all know that that's not going to be it.
That would actually make a great tablet game.
We all know that they're not going to do that. They're going to stick with the same formula they did with the first game. This Last of Us DLC, we don't know what it is. The single player, multiplayer, who cares? Sure, it's fun, but we don't need it right now. The single player DLC, what do you think it is? Do you think it's going to be Joel and Ellie? Do you think we're going to follow Tommy or maybe Bill? What do you think it's going to be about? Or is it going to be a totally new character altogether?
Well,
what do you think it's going to be about? Who do you think is going to be the star of it? That's what we're going to ask you this week. So
I
that's our question.
thought you were putting me on the spot.
Well, I mean, if you want to answer it,
Well,
I have no idea. I can't even begin to guess. I personally hope it's Bill. Bill's a badass. And I hope that it's just like him, like setting traps and all that. And I hope it's, I hope it's actually the story of him and his partner. But
yeah, for more on that, listen to the spoiler cast.
yeah, or even the Ishmael storyline. I'd like to see that played out.
Oh yeah, the boat captain.
The boat captain that lived in the sewers. What about you, Alan? Do you have any ideas?
Well, it's what, 2013 when like in the prologue.
Yeah, so it's 2033 when it starts.
Oh, ain't that funny?
Yeah.
Metro 2033.
Yeah, well, I think their futures are a little separate.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
It is interesting though.
Metro 2033 was inspired by video games.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing that was made clear in The Last of Us, is that it has a fascinating and deep backstory that we've only heard about, much like the work of George R.R. Martin on Game of Thrones, aka Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
But honestly, my hope is.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, we just realized that we have like HBO Go, so that's going to be happening soon, apparently.
Wait, HBO Go is on PS3?
Not on PS3, sadly. I wish it was on PS3. That would be awesome, but no, apparently. But apparently we do have HBO Go accounts, so like my girlfriend has one, so we're apparently going to start doing that. Probably Boardwalk Empire while we're at it.
Yeah, just stay away from True Blood.
Yeah.
I really regret that last year that, or actually, yeah. Like I said, my 4th of July was True Blood and Spec Ops: The Line.
Yeah. Spec Ops is amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the question of the week.
It's made, another thing is made clear. Joel's backstory when they talk about the hunters.
I've been on both sides.
Yeah. Which I hope means some
exposition.
Yeah, or mainly like a story or two about Tommy and Joel before they went their separate ways.
Yeah.
Because throughout the game, Joel is seen as a good guy. I mean,
let's be honest.
Depending on the point of view.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah, it's all about perspective. Obi-Wan said it best.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good idea to see what he used to be. Because speculation can kill anything that could be great.
Yeah.
Example, Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
The indoctrination theory.
You guys just can't. You guys and your Mass Effect 3s. Still angry.
Oh no, I'm not angry. I've moved on. I'm never playing a Mass Effect game ever again, though.
Still play those games. I'm like, whatever. It ended the way it ended.
I'll play maybe 1 and 2, but not 3.
I'm not hurt over it.
like, is it Tommy and Joel surviving?
Yeah.
Or trying to survive.
So
And,
prologue.
There's a remember, Ellie mentioned her, friend?
Oh, yes. At the very end.
Which was actually the tie-in comic. Followed their story.
Yeah, I heard about that. I never got to read it, but I heard about it.
I'd kind of like to see some more stuff with Ellie.
Yeah. What in the world? Oh, jeez.
What the hell was that?
I think that's on the garage door downstairs. I'm like directly above it, so.
For a minute there, I thought there was a plane passing over view.
I seriously thought, I was like, am I about to die?
Every time I see that plane in the air, that's exactly my thoughts. It's just gonna be like, Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
But I'd really like to see, cause we only have, we don't really have much, we play as Ellie, but...
We don't spend a lot of time as Ellie.
Yeah, it'd be nice to actually see her point of view.
Yeah.
Her perspective, and
Except that James would hate that.
Yeah.
James would be like, god damn it! I don't want to play as this little girl. Because James is sexist.
Yeah, but I do have a strong feel. No, not a strong feeling. I know it.
What do you know?
There's basically going to be, let's say they release 4 or 5 pieces of DLC.
Mm.
Half to, or 40 to 60% is likely going to be multiplayer.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think they already confirmed that, out of all that, there's only going to be one piece of single player DLC.
Again, which is a shame.
Yeah.
I mean...
But I mean, I guess you don't want to have too much of a good thing.
Well, BioShock 2, what was it?
BioShock 2, the multiplayer?
No. They had the,
Protector Trials?
No, they had, a side tale.
Oh, yeah, Minerva's Den.
Yeah.
That was really great. That was better than the entire game, actually.
Yeah, I want to see more stuff like that.
It is very good.
They sort of, I mean, sort of is said, I'm saying extremely loosely.
Mm-hmm.
With the story DLC for Aliens, Colonial Marines.
Yeah.
Where you're playing as a few different characters.
Yeah.
And it takes place, and it's connected to the story, but not really the main plot.
Mm.
It's just that, I don't know. The only developer, it seems, that puts out single player content is either Rockstar or Bethesda.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Anyway, we should probably start wrapping up.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're not even going to hit an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because
it feels like, it almost feels like we've been talking, it's like I said, we were doing at least 20 to 30 minutes that it took. There goes the garage again.
Yeah, it's 15 to 30 minutes in between, or for the pre-show.
Yeah. So, So sometimes it feels like a while because I look, we have the pre-show and I look at the time and I'm like, oh, we're nearing 2 hours. Then I remember, oh yeah, well, how long was that pre-show though? But yeah, I'd say that this was a good show, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No topic, unfortunately. Not really. We did have a question for you. We didn't get any questions or answers for last week's question, unless you got any, Alan. I didn't get any.
Oh, actually, I got one from another colleague another guy I used to write with for
about the fish controversy.
Yeah, he actually said he felt bad for Phil Fish.
Did he?
Yeah. Which it just makes me so mad because, again, I'm gonna say what Marcus Beer said.
Mm.
Again, a lot of people are it's like headline news. They're just seeing they're pretty much just seeing the headline and not reading or not seeing the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Phil Fish or Blow and Fish, like, don't wanna or didn't wanna be interviewed a lot, but since they're the ones who are putting out these games and need to sell as much as possible,
it's kind of unavoidable,
Yeah, and the reason the reason that the target is on Jonathan Blow and Phil Fish is because that they're pretty much the
pioneers. I mean, Braid and Fez.
Yeah,
Braid was great.
Braid came out. Fez was 2012. Braid was, I think, 2010.
Oh, it was a while back. I know that much.
All I know is that it was a.
It was very good.
There was some rapper was making fun of Braid.
Some rapper.
I think Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy. Braid was amazing. Rivaled only by Limbo, I think.
Oh,
Limbo was a great indie game too.
I just love I just love it.
Yeah. So I guess that's it then. I didn't get any more answers. Yeah. Nobody asked questions. So.
And to be fair, listeners, this show, we're recording this on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's gonna go up in maybe like an hour or two.
Yeah.
So you're getting two episodes in 1 week.
Next week, we'll probably move back to our Saturday record date. Schedule permitting. I have an interview for a new job on Monday. I don't know how that's.
Are you gonna work multiple jobs?
No.
You don't like where you're working?
I don't at all. It actually causes me a lot of. I won't go into too much detail, but it causes me a lot of mental stress. So.
What exactly do you do?
I stock airplane cards. On flights, it's not done at an airport. It's done at a facility, like across, like a little ways away, and they bring in the cards, and we pull out the drawers. We fill them up with sodas and juices and blankets and all that. But there's so much to do, and it's causing me a lot of mental stress. So, in short, I don't think it's really for me, and so I'm having a new job interview on Monday, and I don't know how that's going to play out. So we'll have to take it a little at a time, listeners, and if it's still possible, then we'll move back to our Saturday record date. If not, I'll talk to Alan and we'll work it out, and we'll let you know as soon as we know.
Yeah, because Tom is he's out of the he's like in Back to the Future when Marty's siblings started disappearing. That's Tom right now. He's slowly
he's fading out of existence. Yeah. In the meantime, thank you, listeners, for listening.
Wait,
What?
No, just a quick thing to say about your job. At least you don't work for the Postal Service.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're the ones who, you don't hear about people with that do your job going on murdering sprees.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that sort of support. Thank you for listening to VGU.TV's PlayStation podcast, The DualShock Show. Rate and subscribe to our iTunes on DualShock Show. 5 stars. You can give us 3 stars. I'm not like Hitler or Tom, or
Stalin.
Stalin, where I demand 5 stars. It's that's not the way to keep listeners. But maybe you could leave us a review. I love to read your opinions. Please visit our website, VGU.TV. Find us on Facebook or tweet at us at VGU.TV. I guess there's a better way to phrase this next part since everybody seems to like complain about it. You can find us on YouTube, at youtube.com/VGU.TV official, where you can listen to this podcast,
to a static image.
To a static image, but if you want to.
Of a quick prototype, drawn up by Nate Gamer.
Yeah, if you don't want to like actually download it and you want to go onto the YouTube, go for that.
If anything, just put on the episode on YouTube and just open a new tab.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I listen to it on YouTube because I don't have a lot of gigs on my phone, so I subscribe to so many podcasts that and I don't get a lot of chances to listen to them all. So I have a lot of times where it's like you have a lot of podcasts and you're running out of storage because of it, so you better start listening. So I can't really afford to subscribe to too many.
Yeah, and I don't know yet. I haven't heard back from Josh yet on whether or not we're on Stitcher.
Yeah.
But if we are, then that is just amazing.
That is that could or is an option. Could be or is an option currently. Anyway. DualShock itself also has a Facebook and Twitter. You can find us at DualShock Show for both. That's all one word. DualShock Show. Or if you want to tweet at us individually, Allan is at the Allan Muir. That's TheAllanMuir. I am at MattMan07 with 2 T's. Tom was asking on that show what that means. What's the 07? I graduated high school in 2007. That's why.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And Tom is at Gaming Hobbyist. This is a PlayStation show. So if you want to play on PSN with us, Allan is that Jew boy. All one word, but with an I instead of a Y in boy. He's Jewish, so it's okay. It's alright. I am MattMan310. Also, Tom was asking about that. My birthday is March 10th. 3/10.
I was
3/10, so, and Tom is Pi_guy. That's Pi guy, the guy with the pie. I say it every week, and I messed it up. Thank you again for listening to DualShock. We will see you next time. Never stop playing.